This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas. This is a video of techniques from this particular Afghan, the long triangles short row graphics Afghan. It's part of my An Afghan in a Day or Less series, and it's available as a digital pattern over at www.dianaknits.com. Now this Afghan, by using short row graphics, gives you a very striking geometric pattern, but you do not have to take the time and fuss with intarsia. It's fast and easy. It also has hems all around, which gives you extra width and very sturdy edges. Edges on blankets seem to get the most wear. We also have a very interesting corner detail on this Afghan. Let's get started with the technique. Now this video is about how to do graphic short rows, and the hem on the blanket is already done. Graphic short rows work better when you have weights. And now I'm setting my carriage. I want my carriage to not knit held needles, so I have slid that over to H. We are starting with a blue triangle. You can make this as a scrappy blanket and use lots of colors. You can color the diagram in any way you want, but I'm simply going to do blue, white, blue, white. And I am over here with my carriage on the right. Every 2 rows I need to do 4 decreases on the right hand side, so that as I knit, the row gets shorter and shorter, forming the long pointed triangle. When my carriage is on the right, I can only decrease by 1 stitch, because if I put several stitches in hold, the yarn would loop over several and leave a loop. So I put 1. That's one of my 4 stitches for 2 rows, and I knit across. When the carriage is on the left, I can do 3 stitches, and I knit back. Carriage on the right, 1. Carriage on the left, 3. To the right, 1. To the left, 3. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, and 3. Now, look how this is already sloped. It is forming a triangle shape, and the weights help a lot with that. Now, at this point, I have 3 left, so I'll go ahead and put them in hold and do a free pass and start the next row with the white yarn. The second triangle, number 2, is white. I need to start on the right with just a few stitches and increase always on the left until I have all the stitches in work, and that will form this white triangle. So I'm going to do a free pass over to the right with my carriage, and I am going to start by putting 5 stitches in work. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I did some swatching, and I compared a number of different ways of getting the shape so that I had 4 stitches every 2 rows, and this looked the best. So I'm going with the 5 stitch method. I'm going to do 5 and then subtract 1. So I'm knitting to the left, and now I want to pull a needle back into hold and knit to the right, and then do 5 to the left, 1 less, and go to the right, and then do 5, 1 less, go to the right, At the end, I just have these 3 left, so I'll put them in work and go to the left. third long triangle will be blue, and we will start by knitting all the way across. And then when I go back to the left, I'm going to decrease. It's going to be very much like the first triangle, but it's a mirror image. The first triangle had the point on the right, the third triangle has the point on the left. First thing I need to do is to change over to the blue yarn and knit that first row on across. The decreasing happens on the left, and I'm going to decrease 3 stitches when I go toward the left, so carriage on right, decrease 3. Then on the left I can only decrease 1, but that still gives me my 4 stitches in 2 rows. 3, 1, 3, 1, and you have done this before, of course. There you have it. That is your third triangle. I'm going to pull it out between the beds so you can get a better look. This is the first triangle in the blue. The second triangle in the white. You can see that makes a nice rectangle. Now things have all gotten slanted because of this short row, but we will square it off when we put the white triangle in. I am going to unthread the blue and do a free pass to the left so I can work with the white. And I'm going to thread the white, and let's look at our diagram. This white triangle is actually a mirror of number 2, and we start with a few stitches, and every time we go across we keep increasing on the right side. So we start at the left, constantly increasing, and our rows get longer and longer. So for this one, like this one down here, which was also white, I'm going to put 5 stitches in work and knit to the right, and then decrease 1 and go to the left. That still gives me my 4 stitches in 2 rows. 5 in, and 1 back out. And when I get to this point, I have 3 left, and I'm simply going to knit them. This is the 4 triangles which make up the design, and you'll repeat these 4 triangles until you get the blanket as long as you wanted. Then you would finish with a hem at the top, which will be on another video.